Hi everyone, I am Jess. Welcome back to the Drifter Journey channel. Today we are going to talk about something very important. Sitting on the throne while going to the bathroom and camping. This is a really important subject to most people. We get asked questions about this all of the time. So I'm going to go over some options that are available to you as well as our favorite choice and what we go to most of the time. If you want to shop through the links in the description, please feel free. It does support our channel and we appreciate you. Let's get into how you poo. Okay, so as you guys know, or maybe you're new to the channel and you didn't know, we used to live and travel in a van full-time for 5 years. And during that time, we used a bucket for the majority of the time. Now, our favorite method is actually digging a hole. So if you're in the woods and there are places where you can appropriately dig the required hole following leave no trace principles, then I would recommend that because it's easiest to dispose of your waste, but there are risks associated with it. For example, if you cannot dig a deep enough hole, like the ground is bare rock or it's frozen or something like that, that's not really an option. And then if you're staying in one place for a long time, then it's also recommended that you carry out your toilet paper and don't bury that as well. So that's option number one. We like this collapsible shovel because it takes up very little space in the rig. Now, option number two, and some of you might not be into this, is a bucket. So you get a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket or similar, and you buy an attachment. This one is the Dunny Seat one. We have tried a few different ones. There are varying qualities, if you believe it or not. So we do like the Dunny Seat one. It does seem pretty durable, easy to clean, doesn't get super nasty, and it just pops right on and off the bucket like so. Now, the upgraded and elite version of the bucket, I would say, is the Trellino composting toilet. There are some caveats to that, and if you want to watch our full-length product review video on this toilet, I will link it and you can watch it. Let's talk about today's video sponsor, Epic Water Filters. We love them because they are working hard to eliminate single-use plastic bottles as well as provide clean drinking water for people across the world. You can shop their household products such as this countertop filter, their in-fridge pitcher, and an under-sink mounted filter that taps into your countertop, as well as Nalgene bottles in 1 and 1.5 liters with awesome graphics. There's a ton to choose from, and interchangeable filters. So once you have a bottle, you don't have to buy another bottle. You can just keep getting filters that are made in the USA. They make a tap water filter, which is great for everyday use. If you're looking for something for travel or the outdoors, you can get their everywhere filter, which filters out more particulates and bacteria, etc. Shop the link in the description below and use the code DRIFTERJOURNEY for a discount. Essentially, this is a fancy bucket in my opinion. It obviously looks very nice. It is kind of a cleaner way to keep things, you know, separated in your rig. So one major difference, though, I will say, is that the Trelino toilet has what's called a urine diverter. So if I lift off the lid, which is the toilet seat, I'll show you guys. In here you can see that up front there is a little hole, and that's your urine diverter, and then your solid waste theoretically would fall right down this back hole. The important reason to have a urine diverter is that when you mix number 1 and number 2, it smells quite foul. So in the base of the Trellino toilet, we have a liquid holder, and the urine goes right into that. This is, I believe, a 2.6 gallon urine holder or liquid container, and it's got the receptacle on it right now for receiving urine, but then it comes with one that does not have a hole in it, so that when you're ready to dump, you can close it off and carry it to a porta potty or dump station or wherever you're going to take it to dump that. And then the solid waste goes into this cute little bucket, and they provide compostable bags that fit this size bucket. I do not know what size bag this is if you ever wanted to buy like aftermarket ones, something to look into for the future. And it comes with a little lid as well, so once this is full, you can tie off the bag, put this lid in here, and carry it to wherever you are disposing of this waste. Now, I said that there were caveats to this, and that is because, technically speaking, you are probably not going to have enough time between uses filling this up for this to actually compost. So you're going to be disposing of your solid waste the same way that we dispose of solid waste with the bucket. Let me explain what that means. So with the bucket, we do the same thing. We use bags, 5-gallon bags for a 5-gallon bucket. They're available everywhere, very easy to find. And we use 2 bags to line the bucket. After every time we go, you pour some kitty litter on it, and that helps reduce the smell, as well as just kind of solidifies it for when you go to throw it away. Now, the important thing that I said, the distinguishing factor between the Trellino toilet and the bucket is the urine diverter. So what do we do with the bucket? We pee in bottles. And we've done this for years. You can see they're well used. So it did take me some time to get used to how to do it, and I can do it very easily now. So if, you know, some people use, like some women, I'm speaking to the females in the audience, will use a shiwi to help them if they don't enjoy having the bottle right up against you. I don't use one. I didn't really enjoy a shiwi, so I figured it out. But the important thing is peeing before you poo, so that you don't have urine mixing with your poo and making your bucket smell really bad. And if you do that on accident, it happens. You know, it's hard to control. You just use a little bit more kitty litter. But I will say, between these two, they are very similar. You'll just have to manage a pee bottle versus a urine diverter. Similar size as far as how much room they take up in your rig, right? This is the Evo L, so it is the larger version. You can get smaller ones. From what I saw, it's a pretty similar footprint. They just get taller. So, you know, if you're allocating floor space in your rig somewhere, then figure out, you know, how many people you have. I don't know if you guys can hear the horses in the background, but we live in kind of a rural area. Anyways, so, you know, once you kind of figure out how many people you have, how much usage you're going to need, you can kind of determine what size of the Trellino you're looking for. But ultimately, you know, a 5-gallon bucket costs, I would say this whole setup costs about, I don't know, $15. I don't know how much a bucket costs these days. The Trellino is obviously much more expensive, but it has that added benefit of the urine diverter. It's a little bit more discreet as well. So if you want something that's actually built in your rig and sitting inside, it looks nice, it performs well. We actually end up having the bucket outside of our rig most of the time with one of those little pop-up privacy tents, just because it doesn't take up space inside that way. And if there are lingering smells, then we don't have to smell them. So, hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight into, you know, going to the bathroom while camping, some good options for you. Just figure out which one works best and then try it out and go from there.